Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video and welcome to part 5 of my ultimate park build in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Now, if you haven't seen any of the previous videos, I recommend you watch them before you watch this one, because obviously there will be spoilers for what happened. But without further ado, let's get into this. So, last time out, we built the staff area for our park with a response facility and a science centre. And in today's video, it is time for us to make our second dinosaur habitat of the park. And this one is going to be for our first herbivore in the park, which is going to be the Ornithomimus. I wanted to start out with a bit of a smaller animal, or it's a bit of a smaller dinosaur, but not something that was absolutely tiny. So I started out by making this mountain or hill just behind the staff area, and then this flattened area in front of that hill, separating the hill from the path, is where our Ornithomimus habitat is going to go. So this is quite a smallish area, but it's not for a massive dinosaur, so it doesn't need to be huge. So I started out by just texturing this mountain range, added in some rocks and some plants using the foliage brushes. However, this side of the mountain that's by the staff area is going to stay the same for quite a while. However, this area behind the mountain range, I am planning on changing a bit. You will see why in a few episodes' time. I think probably 2 episodes. Episode 7, I think, is going to be the next one I record. I haven't done it yet, but that one will be getting recorded soon, after this comes out. Episode 6 has already been recorded and is ready to go after this one. Anyway, here it is, the Ornithomimus, about 3 meters tall, so it was a lot bigger than I thought it was. So I kind of designed this habitat thinking it was much, much smaller. So the fences, probably looking back on it, I should have made them a bit bigger. You'll see what I mean there. They're barely a meter tall, probably. So yeah, I definitely should have made them bigger, but I don't think the Ornithomimus is too dangerous. But well, it's a bit late now. Anyway, this fence I decided to make using brick, the stone wall trim pieces in front of them, and then wooden posts on either side. Then on top of that, I decided to make a wire fence, which actually makes it a bit better. Still not as tall as I would probably make it now, looking back on it, but oh well. Anyway, yes, the Ornithomimus is going to be the dinosaur I add in here later in today's video. Yeah, it's quite a cool dinosaur, I think. A feathered dinosaur, obviously. Herbivore, not too big. I think I end up putting 6 in here, maybe? Or was it more? No, I think it's 6. 3 males, 3 females, I think. Yeah, I really like them. They're really cool dinosaurs, I think. And ones I don't think I've ever built a habitat before. Were they on Evolution 2? I don't think they were. Anyway, this fence is going to basically snake around the entire pathway back until we get to the other end of this mountain range. So it's not very wide, but it's a very long habitat. I do make a sort of different fence, or more wall, like more sturdy wall at the back bit of this area I'm in now, that kind of bridges onto the fence onto the mountain. The viewing gallery for this habitat is going to be down at the other end where guests first walk into the park, a bit further down in the hatchery. And I do also incorporate a hotel into that. There's a hotel and a viewing gallery in this habitat. Just to shake it up a little bit. I do also put a waterfall, you'll see, I introduced on the side of a mountain. Anyway, here is the viewing gallery, time to make that. I started out with the same blue brick base and the wooden, the kind of orangey browny wooden walls. This building, I just wanted to do this really cool idea with these 3 cubes / cuboids. They're all identical shapes, but similar, you know. And then there'd be 3 different layers. So the far right one is going to be the shortest, and then one which has a viewing gallery in it right now is going to be the tallest of the 3 layers. And I really like how this building turned out. I incorporated the hotel into the smallest layer, but I kind of treated it as if the whole building was a hotel, if you know what I mean. So the viewing gallery, if you actually go into it and see the view out of that, you'll just be looking at a wooden wall. I don't really care, to be honest. Not all of my habitats are going to have a viewing gallery which the guests can actually see out of, personally. Like, you know, in-game it'll count as them being able to see the dinosaurs and they'll still go in it and all that, but not all of my viewing galleries are going to be like the Allosaurus one, where the glass bit is open and you can look out of them. I did also play around with having more amenities, bathrooms, shelters in here, but I ended up deciding not to do anything with that middle one. Just nothing quite fit in there for me. So I just stuck with a viewing gallery and a hotel. Nothing wrong with that, in my eyes. Anyway, as I said in the last episode, next time out we will be adding in our 3rd dinosaur, which is going to be a flying reptile, a pterosaur. I won't spoil which one, so if you want to leave your guesses for which one in the comments below and go for it, or see if anyone can guess right which one I'm going for. But yeah, with the Rebirth DLC coming out and that introduced the open air aviaries, that just made me want to try them out and actually use one of them. And I think it may have led to one of my favourite habitats I've built on this game so far. Not just in this part, just overall one of my favourite habitats. So yeah, I can't wait to show you that. And also the plan, I haven't made it yet, but the episode after that, I think it'll be in. The next dinosaur habitat I've got is also really exciting. The idea I've got is really good, so yeah, I can't wait to show you all that once I finally make it. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this Ornithomimus habitat has turned out. It took quite a while to make. The fence, I made several iterations of that before I finally settled on the design I did. The mountain range took a lot of sculpting to get how I wanted it to look. And yeah, as I said, in the future, I do want to change how it looks around the backside of the mountain. But anyway, I'm nearly finished with the shell of this hotel building now. Yeah, the wooden trims on the side, the blue brick pillars, just keeping it in theme with all of the other buildings I had thus far. And then it was back to the fence, because I hadn't quite finished copying that all the way around the habitat yet. So I just had to quickly finish that off. And you'll see I did do some extra work on the areas outside of the staff area. As I said last time, they felt a bit empty to me, so I did go back and alter that a bit. Adding in some more statues outside of the science centre, added in a couple of the skeletons, added in some more planters around between the science centre and the response facility, just to bring it all together a bit more. But yeah, after this episode, this area is going to be done, and we are going to be moving a bit further away from here, to be honest. Yeah, it goes over the other side of this mountain range. I've just made for this habitat, and then we're going to continue working our way around the lake. But yeah, this area has been quite small. Like you'll see, everything is just packed tightly together. As it goes on, there will be more open areas. The habitats I'm making will get a lot bigger. At least I'm planning on making them bigger. And yeah, then I wanted to make this other style of fence I was just talking about. Put it around this side of the hotel and also around the other edge of the mountain, to connect the fence up to the mountain. Just because making the fence go up a hill would have been quite annoying, whereas with these walls I can quite easily change the elevation on them. And yeah, once I've done this, the fences for the Ornithomimus habitat have been finished. So it was time to introduce the Ornithomimus to the habitat and also work on the rocks and the foliage inside the habitat, which, if you'll know me and you've seen any of the other episodes in this series, you will know is one of the most important things in my park. I cannot make a park without just putting tons of detail into foliage of these habitats. And yeah, that was this habitat done. I did a bit more work on the mountainside before I did anything else, adding in some more of those orange trees which I've put around this part thus far. And there we go, the Ornithomimus are being airlifted into the park now. I started out with 6, yeah. So, did I have more? I think I went back and added more later though. I'm not too sure, but we have 6 in there for now. And then it was time for the rocks. I put a lot of rocks around this area, especially by the waterfall and around the mountainside. Just because, that's where you'll find a lot of rocks in an actual waterfall and on the mountainside. So yeah, I just made these blueprints, copy and pasted them around the area, rotating them around, changing their sizes. Yeah, all of that. Really? And yeah, you'll see the colorings I chose on these guys. I chose the males, I believe it is, to have that be that orangey color with the purple feathers around the tail and the back and the neck, and then the grey coloured ones are the female dinosaurs. Yeah, just having a bit of colour in there and a bit of grey colours just works quite well for me. But yeah, this habitat was really interesting for me to make, working on the side of the mountainside summit. I wasn't able to really do in Evolution 2, so I'm really glad the new terrain tools have been added in this game. They work so well with this. Yeah, the waterfall looks really nice. And yeah, this took me a very, very long time to make this habitat. All the rocks, all the foliage, the mountainside, the fences, it just all took so long. But yeah, I've done the rocks now, so it's time for foliage. I just made some blueprints, duplicated these groups of plants all over the place. At one point, I did go back and delete quite a lot because I realised I just added way too much into this habitat. But yeah, I didn't put too many like big bushes or trees into this habitat because obviously the Ornithomimuses are quite big and they like moving around a lot. So yeah, I didn't want to just fill up the entire space. I think it's these bushes here. I just put a lot of them in, and it kind of just clogged up the entire habitat. So I went back and deleted quite a lot of them. Yeah, I didn't delete all of them. It was just you can see it. I just didn't like how it was looking with all of these, and I don't mind having a few of them, but those flowery bushes I just put in, I liked them for the planters I'd made before, but in the habitats I just put too many of them in here, so I had to go back and undo a lot of them. And yeah, with that, the bushes I'd finished with, so it is now time for the trees to be put in. Using pretty much the same trees I have all throughout the park, in the greens, the browns, and then the red versions of them. Well, the red ones I put in are slightly different. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this habitat has turned out. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments below. If there's anything you would have changed to this habitat, anything I could do to make it better, or any future habitats look better. But yeah, fallen trees, I add these into every habitat in this game. Tree stumps, they just make it look so live. Like, with these big animals, the trees aren't going to stay standing for very long. You're going to have some dead ones in there. Yeah, the same logs and stumps I'd used in the Allosaurus habitat. So they had to come into this one as well. And they will continue being put into every habitat I make. But yeah, here we go. This is the... Actually, this is a clip of Ornithomimus just walking around before I put any foliage in. You'll see what I mean, though. The fences just look a bit too small for them. I didn't realise just how tall they were. So they could realistically just reach over and pinch a guest, but they're herbivores, we should be good. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this habitat has turned out. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all in the next one. I'll leave you with just these clips of the Ornithomimus walking around their habitat. Good. Bye. The Ornithomimus, a bipedal theropod from the Ornithomidae family, was first found in 1890 in the Denver Formation. The Ornithomimus was a herbivore that was believed to live in the late Cretaceous period, using its two strong hind legs and its tail to help it outrun any predators it may have come across. Ornithomimus means bird mimic, the name given to it due to its bird-like appearance with the two hind legs and the feathers down its back and tail with the lovely patterns all over its body. This dinosaur just looks absolutely incredible, and that is why I added it to my park. Just the colours of it, the feathers, it makes it stand out in a crowd, and it looks really cool. It's not an insanely big dinosaur, measured about 3 meters tall and 4 meters in length.